Here we are. This is the semis,
Yeah,
match
our
one.
first, second round battle.
Moonham versus the CTO himself.
And Moonham was in second in our regular season, so excited to see how he continues to go through this tournament. Leading with the Manetric. Bold, offensive, high octane. Love it.
Yeah.
Tornadus, one of my favorite mon ever. Gotta say, this is a spicy start here.
One of the things, if you remember, about this Tornadus is maybe packing an assault vest. I like to see how well it maybe takes a volt switch from this Manetric. He may just immediately be swapping it out for something like the Uxie or the Roserade, but nope, leaving it in and has Thunder! One shots the Tornadoes! Oh my god!
Just
Unbelievable.
massive power, risking the accuracy there.
Unbelievable. And there's the
The
flamethrower.
flamethrower coming in.
Misses. This is not going well so far for the Mamox. Hit by a low accuracy Thunder. Misses with the Leaf Storm. Hit by the flamethrower. And what do you really do here? I mean, your your Manaphy dies. Uxie's gonna come in and get crushed. Knight takes it quite well, quite well. Maybe we're gonna see a light screen here, but again, Uxie has a problem with healing.
And a bold move by Moonham going for the Thunder there into the Grassmon. Just expecting the swap and just keeping that offensive pressure down, just trying to break Mamox immediately. Get as much damage as he can before these screens go up. We see the light screen first. Should be followed by a reflect. We could see a toxic out of this Heatran. We do know it's a thick boy from our previous matches.
Man, this is really tough here for Mamox. Has the
Oh,
stealth
but
rock.
the RNG swinging back a little bit with the miss on the toxic there. Gonna give his Uxie maybe an extra turn to set up a reflect if he wants both up. Yeah, he does opt for it. Takes the flamethrower very well, but the burn proc coming through. Yeah, and while the game did go out of hand, very much so at the start there, Mamox has set up his screens, got his rocks. He's kind of calmed the game down a bit, it seems, with his just general play here. Opted in for the Manaphy now, just gonna try and threaten out or set up or maybe even just go for the Heatran immediately.
I have a feeling we're gonna see the tail glow here.
Yeah, it's
Mamox
definitely
wants
what
to
I'd be
take
going
advantage
for.
of it with the reflect and the light screen up, even if he leaves the heat ran in. Yeah.
It allows him to lean on his size a bit more than just his, due to the lack of speed of Manaphy.
And with the light screen, it should be able to survive a thunder from this thing. It's hit with 2 out of 2 thunders. He may just hit another volt switch, but rocks are out there, so you kind of want to be divisive about which moves you use.
Yeah, the big issue that I have with the Manaphy here is what can it attack into? It just kind of has to go for a strong neutral.
Yeah, strong water stab. I think that's the definitely the move here.
And can Manectric, this Super Saiyan hairdo going straight to the booty,
Yeah, I
can he
don't think it's
withstand that?
surviving. No, I don't think so. But it's
Because
gonna
the real thing
outspeed.
Manix needs here is he needs to be able to get multiple kills out of this Manaphy to try and drag him back into this game.
Well, let's look at the other Pokemon. Not much, except maybe the Mamoswine is gonna outspeed this Manaphy. Um,
I
so
imagine the Porygon's going to be statted pretty well for it. I'm not aware of Porygon Z's base stats, but I
my
wouldn't be
only thought
surprised
of
if he's
why
able
it
to.
may not be is because it leans on the Z move boost.
Yeah, it
But
could have some bulk to make sure that it gets out and can stay in.
But I'm interested to know what variety of hidden power this Manaphy has, if any. Hidden power fire, for example, hidden power ground.
Yeah, we know the surf, we know the ice beam, I believe.
Maybe it has like a psychic coverage move. And I
I
wonder
feel like
if.
Moon
Manaphy
was
could even have
able.
energy ball.
Hey, Moon was able to. Moon disconnected, but
Yeah, he
it says he
DC'd, but he
rejoined.
relogged in. You're good. Just keep playing.
Oh, but then he DC'd
Yeah.
again. He's messaging me. Hmm.
Give it a minute.
Yeah. This is why you're always polite in Pokemon, viewers. Everyone knows it. You'll get disqualified.
Hmm. Okay, I'll be
Yeah,
back.
but, yeah. Now that he's muted, I think if you're Mamo, I agree with the her on this one. You just click surf. I think you gotta click it. Looking at the numbers, it's a one shot from Manetric, obviously, but I think it's gonna do the most significant to literally anything that could be swapped in. Unless, he's got a hidden power fire. But that's risky. You don't know if he's gonna swap Celesteela in.
Yeah, I was thinking the Rotom is a decent swap in into the Manaphy.
You
So,
definitely attack into the Manectric expecting it to either Volt Switch or Thunder. But again, the big thing is this Manaphy needs to get value. It needs to get a lot of value. And we can actually see the sprite reactivate for the reconnect there, it seems like.
yeah, it keeps changing between this one and the Fisherman. Yep.
Well, I'm not sure, other than Manetric, I'm curious which of Moon's Pokemon. Oop, there we go.
So
Boom.
the Fisherman is the connect, and here we see it.
Energy
Oh,
Ball.
it's the
Yep,
energy
energy ball.
ball.
I was curious.
So he was expecting the Rotom
Smart.
swap. Yeah.
Smart. Probably did the numbers. It killed either way.
And this is where I think, okay, goes with the Celesteela.
Yeah, he's gonna try and wait out the screens and potentially get some seeds out and some chip damage through to not lose more Mon to the Manaphy.
But Celesteela, I'm looking at the numbers, depending on how it's built, I mean, a Surf will do up to 72% of its health. So, very scary.
Yeah, I'm very
Oh,
much in
yeah.
the safe spam mindset here. But the big thing is with the miss on that Thunder there, with the Manectric going down, not getting that big chip damage on it. A little hard to calculate with the light screen. But here we're gonna see the Celesteela go for the protect.
Yeah, I think based on everything else in the field, you just keep clicking Surf until you can't anymore.
Yeah,
I think he's got to get max
Moonham
value.
Moonham has been one to go for the double protects here. He could go for the swap, yeah, into the road. I'm just gonna trust the leech seed to get him up. Oh,
oh,
the
and
energy
Mammox
ball.
calls the swap.
Mammox read the swap, knew that Moonham needs to keep that bulk or the Celesteela alive.
Want to give some props to Mamox to staying cool, calm, and collected because he lost a very important Pokemon on the first turn.
Yeah, that followed by the big hit on the Roserade was definitely not how you want to start these things, but that's what I saw him definitely do with the Uxie. Uxie really allows that just to slow the pace down, say I'm just a nasty mixed wall who's going to be leaning one way or the other, and I'm going to set up my team to be able to push through. But we see the light screen's gone down now. Reflect
Hmm.
with only one more turn. The Leech Seed coming out. The hazards are swinging slowly back into Moonham's favor. As long as this Manaphy continues to sit in, which, you know, good luck forcing it out. Rocks on both sides still out.
The question is, does Moonham put in his Porygon, and then boost
Oh, I
it with
believe
its
we're having
Z
some more
move.
disconnection issues. All right, Fisherman's back. Celesteela re-enters. Just
He's
gonna
gonna
go
try
for
to
more
stall him
protect.
out. Yeah.
I definitely think that's what you need to do for your Mamoswine to try and kill with some priority. Oh, it's got the Z move though, the Hydro Vortex pushing some damage through and just not letting the Celesteela sit behind the protect and get that incremental value. And yeah, the Surf's just going to be able to finish it out. The Reflect's now gone, so the Mamoswine will be hitting for the max damage it can. It's a resisted attack, so 64% is a big ask. You could potentially have to throw some more things away to try and chip it down more, but then there's just the rest of Mamox's team, and namely that Mega Mawile, who has not had to hit the field. Yeah, we're going to see the Porygon Z. Yeah, he is faster, so he gets his buff up for that special defense buff. The
Would be
Ghost
enough.
typing swap. A
Oh,
critical hit, though.
crit!
Here comes Heatran.
Nothing
Just
going
another surf, another kill.
Moonham's way this game. Some good plays though by Mamox with the setup here. That'll do it. We're going to game 2.
Okay. I think he can just have it. I kind of don't want to deal with the connection issues and have this take too long, and the next match is just going to go the same way.
I mean, it could not. I mean,
Nah.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. The sweepers, like that type of sweeper, it's the same thing with Volcarona. That type of sweeper my team's just not built for. Yeah. I just don't have anything for that. And I
Up
knew
to you,
that
man.
Manaphy was going to be. Yeah, I mean, fine, I'll run it. But I
Not running
think this is
Roar
gonna
on
be
your
a mistake.
Manectric.
Oh yeah, that. Wait, what?
It's a dog. I'm sure it can learn Roar.
All right,
Just
get
never run
get
Roar
in
on
the
a Manectric.
game. Get in the game, little man. Get in the game.
You got this,
Alright,
bro. Come on,
fine.
man. You got this. You got this.
I just don't want to waste people's time.
No, it's not a waste, man.
wasting no one's
Believe,
time.
believe.
Okay.
I can think of a few scenarios where I can't say it, but I'm just saying you can do this, bro.
I don't think so.
Gotta believe, believe.
It just two-shotted Celesteal after one power up.
Brother, you're good, man. He's so fucked. No, I don't think so. I really think if he needs to utilize his Manectric a little bit better, and in preparation for the Manaphy. I mean, that is the key.
Another thing he could go in for is going for the Porygon immediately and just going straight for the boost.
Yeah.
I think we will see him be a little bit more aggressive here, even though he was pretty aggressive in that last game.
Yep. There it is.
Yeah, he's gonna go straight for the boost. He says, "You outboosted me this last time. Let's see if I can do it to you." But the Uxie will be able to set up the screens, and that's the big part that is lacking. But it makes it much slower. The light screen comes out.
Ooh,
Crit!
And a
Boom!
critical hit, Shadow Ball.
big Shadow Ball.
The unfortunate thing is he may have wanted to dirtle around a little bit longer with it out there, let the rocks come out and burn the time on the screen. Because now that screen's going to be out for 6 turns. Mamox going straight for the Mawile, removing the attack buff.
Oh,
Super effective Sucker Punch because of the ghost typing change. And a hidden power coming out, just not really cutting it.
we're gonna see a play rough here.
He's just going to swap immediately. But Mamox gets a Swords Dance up,
Big time.
reading the potential swap there, and now just continues to spam Sucker Punch.
Boom.
The Flamethrower hitting hard, but the light screen holding them all while strong. Celesteela is going to come out. Sucker Punch going to come out again. And
Ooh,
a
big
Fire
Fire
Fang.
Fang. Big Fire Fang.
+2, huge power.
And some bit of insider information that I do know is that this Mawile does have some speed investment. to be able to get those
Jeez.
hits on things like the Celesteela and outrun those walls to be able to break a little better.
That +2 is just so powerful, much like the +3 on the tail glow.
Yeah, but the Rotom's an issue here because it could go for the Will-O-Wisp. And
Oh,
Infernape comes in, but Moonham just goes straight for the Hydro Pump. He's not messing around. He just wants to get it done one way or the other. It's go time. And this time the Manaphy's not going to have the luxury of the walls of the
Don't know
screens. Goes
if
so
that
straight
was
does
for
the
the
right
Rotom
Go-Go.
play.
does Rotom not have Volt
Volt
Switch in
switch?
his build?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen a Volt Switch to get the chip in there. But the main thing is that the Manetric's out here and there's no light screen to protect the Manaphy. The Thunder does hit, just
Boom.
crushes it.
Easy. Fire.
And now the issue for
Boom.
Mamox is this Manetric is such a problem. Oh, but the Leaf Storm is
Jesus.
so strong.
Stab Leaf Storm, super high attack. This is gonna be very, very close. Heat Rain is quite slower than the Roserade here. Let's see what coverage moves the Roserade has.
And the big thing is with that special attack drop, it's going to want to swap out. I
You
think
know,
we're going to see
maybe
the
we got.
Tornadus
Yeah, I
come
was
in.
gonna say the Assault Vest Tornadus here is gonna be pretty good.
Yeah, because a big thing we got to mention here is that Mawile is very roughed up, as is the Porygon Z. Both of these players, big sweepers, really roughed up. The Roserade having a lot of offensive pressure here. It needs to be that speed to kind of try and close out the game. And potentially expecting the swap. The Roserade sits and just gets spikes up and just pops
Oh
off
my
another Leaf
God.
Storm, even with the drop doing 90%. But there's the item. We see the Rotom heal back up and a Hex come out.
Having a Wiki Berry, an odd setup for Rotom, but oh, and it crits. There was no berry left, so it didn't do a whole lot of damage there.
And there's this Pain Split from the Rotom. Very interesting Rotom build here.
Huh.
It's got the Hex, it's got the Hydro Pump. We know it's got a Will-O-Wisp. The taunt comes out.
Oh,
And now the
ooh.
Hurricanes are missing. Oh no,
But
the Hydro
Big
Pump.
Rotom
Hydro
is
Pump.
electric. Rotom's electric type, so it's not even going to be a great Hurricane. Yeah, I think that Moonham is looking good here.
Yeah, very unique Rotom build without the Volt Switch. Oh, it pains me to see that, but very interesting with the Pain Split and the Berry, just getting those kind of burst heals. And the Hex for the combo attack. Just go straight for the
Wow.
Hex,
Boom.
doesn't even
Wow.
combo it.
Boom.
Wow. See, that's what I was saying, man. You
Yeah,
gotta
Man
going
believe,
wanting to
man.
quit and then
That's what I'm
comes
saying,
and
dude.
sends it to game 3. I mean, come on, man.
Hey,
It's
man, he
Pokemon.
talked to his
Come on,
coach over
man.
here, man. I built him up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's just
in the movie.
it's Pokemon. RNG is quite the
Call me
mistress.
Call me Coach Billy over here. You know what I'm saying?
Coach Billy.
Gotta get in there, Rocky. Come on.
All right,
Now
and here we
game
are,
3.
game 3. Mamox versus Moonham.
I liked the Porygon
Okay.
lead. I'm
Yeah,
curious
both of
if
these
he sticks
players
with it.
kind of having they've both felt like big swing matches. So I'm very curious how they lead here. I agree that the Porygon lead felt good, but how does Mamox adjust? What does he lead with instead?
Well, and also the Manectric, for that matter. I'm almost like put your boy Manectric in because whatever he swaps in or has in is gonna get hit hard.
And opting for the Roserade here. Roserade, Tuxedo Mask got some good value in that last match. Probably is trying to get that momentum early this time. The Porygon Z, same result, so going forward again. Got to remember that was a crit, though, with that Porygon. The Celesteela going to come out and just tank the Leaf Storm very well.
I think
I
we're gonna
believe the
want to.
Roserade has HP Fire, but you don't want that after the drop.
One
Heavy
big
Slam, I
difference
think.
here, we haven't seen Stealth Rocks in game 2 or game 3, where it was a big deal in game 1.
True.
Yeah. It's an interesting situation because we know the Roserade could set up spikes, but I imagine a Leech Seed coming out. Yeah, because a miss on the Leech Seed, but the Roserade's the only thing that's immune to the Leech Seed, so you could kind of get a good setup with it. Stealth Rock's coming out. Notably, neither of the screens, the Celesteela we know is mixed with the Flamethrower and the Fat Booty. But the Leech Seed coming out now won't be negated by the screens here. And this is kind of a fine position for Moonham because the Celesteela can sit in and wait out the screens and kind of chip out the Uxie. But he's just not going to allow that to happen. He's going to go straight into the Porygon and try and get the value. The seeds will heal it up from the rocks.
We don't know that fourth move here on the Uxie. It could be Psychic, it could be Memento. It could be U-turn, but no.
Yeah,
Pulls
I
it
mean, if
out.
it was Memento, I would have gone straight for the Memento
Yeah.
just to negate the boost, the offensive side of it at least.
Infernape quite fast. I'd like to see some big damage here from Mamox. This Infernape just died in one hit.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I think he was trying to attack Porygon's normal typing, but the Z move does change its typing to Ghost here. So he can't go for that fighting stab from the Infernape into it.
True, and it does kind of set up for the Heatran swap to absorb the fire.
Doing that, though, you're losing your boost that you just went all in on. Yeah, going straight for the Shadow Ball. The
Ooh,
screen's
critical
allowed
hit.
to get to survive, but critical hit overheat, just taking it out. Lost some HP from its life orb there. Just
Lots
a
of crits
high
here.
octane Infernape. And this is where if it's mixed, it's actually pretty good for you because you can just kind of sit in, trust your reflect to stop the priority from killing.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yep.
And now if he
Fire,
has to
not
close
enough.
combat from this, no, he's got a slack off. He's just gonna heal back up.
Boom.
Now the Mamoswine will probably this was a banded Mamoswine, I believe, or some kind of choice item. I believe it was a band, yeah. So he's got to swap it out. He can't just switch back to the Earthquake. Heatran
Boom.
gonna come in into close combat, just crushes. There it is, the mixed sweeper.
Infernape strong. Gonna
And
see an
making me eat my
earthquake
words a
here.
little bit. The slack off paying off pretty well there. Not what I would have gone for there. And you got to remember that the Mamoswine can swap to the Earth attacks.
And let's see if
Maybe
Mamox is on
Mamox
top of
just-
it. That Mamoswine
Yeah.
is banded here.
And maybe Mamox just saying, Infernape, you got your moment to shine right there. You got us through some hard stuff. You got the drops. I just want the clean swap. And also, it is a Mamoswine. He could just be trying to make it look good.
True.
Gonna bring in the Roserade. Only one turn left on the Reflect, 2 on the screens. Celesteela is gonna come in to counter it out, but this time it doesn't have the drops and goes straight for the hidden power. HP Fire gonna hit the Celesteela pretty hard. It's the Technician on the Roserade boosting it. Yeah, an easy protect for Celesteela. Just get the leftovers. Both screens are gone. Uxie's going to come back in to set the screens back up, and Manectric's going to come out. So swapping who's the hammer and who's the nail at this point.
Ooh.
And a critical hit from the Thunder's not going to allow the Uxie to set anything up for the rest of the team here.
Mamox is in a
can
difficult
really get
spot
some-
right now.
Yeah, this is the speed right here with the Manectric. The Mawile can outspeed it with the Sucker Punch, but if you can't kill it here at 88% without boosting, the Manectric we know has that flamethrower. Yeah, can I go for the Roserade?
Oof, this is in a really tough spot here for the CTO. Losing the Uxie before he can get the light screen down to be able to seal off the Manectric. And boom, there's the fire move, takes him down. That flamethrower, great against Mawile. It's he's got the electric
he's
moves to
realizing
the
he's
other
gonna
two
have to
Pokemon.
Trust the Mawile to get it done here.
Old
Depending
Faithful.
on the Tornadus, that could have been a potential answer.
He could swap here though. He doesn't have to do this with Mawile.
Oh, there's no reason to swap at this point. If you're thrown out, you're going in for it. Or do you mean Moonham?
Because Mawile, oh yeah, I think Moonham could swap. He's gonna go for it.
Boom.
Wow.
Another
And he
crit.
crits.
Jeez.
But notably, it wasn't a sucker punch. Mamox was expecting the swap and saying, if I can get a sword stance up, I can do it. That's what I'm imagining it was going for the sword stance.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think that might have been the deciding factor right
If a
there.
Thunder misses here, that could allow... Boom, it does not miss. Kills the Manaphy. Here comes Tornadus. No, nothing to switch out to, so the Regenerator's dead. Let's see if he has the Thunder. He does. It takes it down, and Moonham defeats Mamox, the CTO.
Wow.
Oh my
Wow.
I thought